Good afternoon and welcome to occasions and events here on Wednesday, where we bring you all the excitement from the red carpet. And today we are here at the Redeemed Evangelical Mission, TREM for short, Palm Avenue branch, to bring to you all the excitement on Family Week. I mean, this is a wonderful program brought together by the pastor, the Reverend himself of this church. And today is going to be awesome. Just sit back and relax. I bring to you all the excitement from here. And I remain your humble ambassador, Michael Young. Right now, please stay with us. Hello, good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon.
I must see you looking awesome this afternoon.
Thank you.
Please, what's the secret, man?
It's just God's grace.
Let me start with your outfit. I'm loving the combinations, the red, the black, your hairdo, your accessories are on point.
Thank you.
Talking about Family Week, the family is a very important unit. Let me ask you your own time. What's your own time? What are the things you look out for to a man you want to get married? And when the man goes, oh, this is the right man for me to get married to.
Okay, well, to me, a man that has integrity, a man that fears God, a man that will really care for his wife, a man that can really keep his home. Though it's only God that can help you to keep your home. But when you have somebody that is really committed to it makes things work out.
So, how many years have you been married now?
15 years now.
Wow. So, man, let me ask. You are married, you are working. And it's not easy, being a pastor's wife. Tell me, how do you combine these three things together?
As I told you initially, it's just the grace of God. Once you bring out your mind, your heart to do the things of God, God will empower you. That's just it.
That's amazing. Like the current youth now, the 21st century, as I call them. We like flashy things. Like, this man must have a car. No, this woman must be beautiful. She must be this. I mean, I don't understand. And when they get married today, in the few days or years to come, they just broke up. I don't understand. What do we need to do? I just don't get it.
Marriage requires what? Commitment. Yes, if you really want your marriage to work, you must be committed to the marriage. That is the number one point. And also, communication is very, very important in marriage. Two of you must really agree. You communicate with each other, share ideas, concerning the marriage. And also, you need to learn to forgive one another, because offenses will come, but you will learn to forgive one another. And also, you have to learn to encourage one another, because at times challenges will come in the marriage. So you need to stand on your ground, encourage one another for that marriage to work. So if you really want your marriage to work, you will tell yourself, this marriage must work, and you have to be committed to it, and it will surely work. And that is what has been keeping us, because we are committed to the marriage.
Wow, that's amazing. Ma, please, finally, we the young ones that yet to get married, please, we need your advice. Just drop a word of advice for the young people that yet to enter into marriage.
Yes, for me, you have to pray for the will of God. Yes, once God is involved in that marriage, the marriage will definitely work. So number one point is that as a young person, you have to pray for the will of God. Let God direct you to the right person that He has ordained for you. Once you are in the right direction, you have no problem. It will surely work.
What is your name?
My name is Ndubisi Kelvin. Simple.
All right, we're talking about Family Week, and it's a very important unit in the household. Where the family is malfunctioning, the government will not be functioning properly. So you, as a young person that you are, what are those things you're looking out, in a family, or make it one big family?
As for me, per se, as a single, I have not married.
All right.
So I will not tell you what a family will do or will not do.
All right.
But in my own view and my own understanding, I will tell you that for a family to be one big family, the father, the mother, the children must have one word, and which is love.
All right.
If the love is not there, there is no way the family will be a one big family.
All right.
Because if a father is doing this way, a mother is doing the other side, definitely the children will be doing the other way around.
Right. Let me ask, as a young person, you're about to settle down as a young man, and what are those things you're looking out for your girl? Is it the wealthiness of the girl? Is it the physical appearance? What are those things you want to look for again, want to get married to?
So, for me, if I see a girl that I like, I will look at her behavior, the way she approaches issues, the way she handles matters. These things is what I would tell you that I will look at. And normally the person must be a Christian.
My name is Toke.
I want to ask a very simple question. Like now, someone came to you, okay, I want to get married to you. Maybe you will say, okay, let me think, I'm still praying. Maybe let the Lord speak to me. Why me or you know what you're looking out for a man. So what are those you know you are looking out for a man if a man comes to you?
Okay, I think basically he's a man that is God fearing, that plays God first. Because I understand that if someone loves God and they are ready to obey God's instruction, it won't be hard for them to actually treat you well and be the kind of husband they are meant to be in a marriage.
You know, I find out recently that some young men or women that go into marriage, I mean, the marriage does not last 2 or 3 or 1 year. The marriage has broken. I want to know what's the cause. Is it that there is no patience or what they saw today, they didn't see it anymore? What is it?
I don't know too, but I think basically my reason is I believe it's the lack of commitment. Love is not just marriage is not basically about love. It's about being committed to it. It's like a walk. You keep working on it, even when it's rough. It's your responsibility to make it better. So I think people like that are not patient. They were looking for something so wonderful, and when they got there, they saw the other ugly side of marriage, and they felt it's not. They can't cope with it.
That's really amazing. Okay, one more last question for you before I leave you on my red carpet. Now, let me see. Okay, now people say, okay, I want a man that is God fearing. I want a man that does this. But we now find out our parents. They say, first of all, your husband must have a car, you must have a house, you must do this, you must do that. Okay, now in this case, what did the person do, the young girl?
I think for someone that is ready to get married, you should have a mind of your own. It shouldn't always be about your parents. It's not your parent that will be in the marriage. Though even I'm also on the side of a man that is actually financially capable. But at the same time, you need someone that has a dream, that knows where he's going to. Not just about the money that you see now. Someone can have the money and take care of you, and at the end of the day, when you get to the marriage, and it's so.
To you
I must see you looking beautiful this afternoon. Please, one question, what's the secret?
is God and eating good food.
You've heard it to God and good food. But let me start from your makeup. Like how many minutes or how many hours to put your makeup and wear your clothes this afternoon?
Not quite long, just within 10 minutes, I'm done. And I don't put heavy makeups.
And she's looking this wonderful. Okay, today is Family Week here in TREM Palm Avenue. Actually, we're talking about the family. I know the family is the important unit in the whole world. Like when a family is not functional, everything is not working well in this country, no matter where the leader or the president or the governor of this country. So what are those things that you think that when it's not in the family is not united?
First of all, in every family, there should be communication. There should be love. I think that's the basic thing, because when you communicate, everybody understands each other better.
That's amazing. Now you're married. Look, for how long are you married now?
21 years.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, now for the young people, for leaders, they're looking for a guy that has money, that has car, that have mansions, for the girl to say, okay, I will marry this young man. So let me come for your opinion. During your own time, was it like that? What are the things you're looking out for saying yes to your husband?
It wasn't like that then. We look out for a man that has vision, a man that knows where he's going. That's basically what we look out for, and also family background. We also look out for people that they don't marry today, tomorrow they are divorced. So that's what we look out for then.
It's amazing. My final question. What word of encouragement, advice have to give to the upcoming that will get married, like people like me will get married tomorrow? What are we to look out for in case you want to choose the spouse?
First of all, look out for a God-fearing lady. And the lady background also matters. I will not cease to say it, because if you marry a girl, maybe when you trace their background, they are the ones that are married today, tomorrow, definitely along the line, except God, the girl will also toe that line. So you need to look for a God-fearing girl, and also the girl that you love. Love, not only physical appearance, but also deep down your heart, you love the girl, because one day the shape and everything that you you saw before will change.
My name is Wale.
Mr. Wally, tell me, how many years have you been married now?
I think it's close to 8 years.
So tell me, during your own time, what are you looking out for? Before you say this is the lady that wants to get married to.
I look at what in a lady, someone that can be with you forever, someone that can care for you, and also someone that will understand you in any situation you are.
Okay, looking at what is going on today among new wedded couples, the married today, tomorrow they break up. Is it that there is something that is missing that they didn't get right at the foundation of their courtship?
I won't say there is something they didn't get right. I think what they are lacking is understanding, and I think they are not patient enough. You understand? In any relationship, there's no how there will be a bit of misunderstanding, but if you can work it out, I think that would be the perfect. That is what we call understanding. There's always will be a fight, even when you are even single. You are just alone. Even with your past, there will still be a little bit of misunderstanding. So
Okay, now I want you to advise us. We that are yet to get into the marriagehood. Just give us a word of advice.
where I would say for the young people or people that are going into marriage, I think the best thing to do, just for them to be patient enough. Then they should just another thing is they should just ask, just look up to God. They just look at their appearance, because appearance deceive now, especially nowadays, this 21st century. But just be patient enough, and again, if they are into that relationship or they eventually get married, that patience should be there.
My name is Favor Akobi.
I must say you're looking beautiful this afternoon.
Yes.
Simple but nice.
Thank you very much.
We're talking about family, like you all know. In the society whereby the family is not in shape, everything will fall aside. I want to ask you the simple question, like what and what you think that needs to be in a family to make it one?
Trust, integrity, joy, and peace.
Me, integrity. That's the key word. Now we know the present generation in Nigeria, the young one now, and what we're looking at for is flashy cars and money before we get married to somebody. So tell me, in your own era, what are those you look at before saying yes to your husband?
Well, I saw a prospect right inside of him when I saw him. I like this person. We can be together for some time, at least for a while before we got married. Along the line, we saw it. In marriages, there's always ups and downs, and I've gone through the thick and the thin. By His grace, now at least I'm coming out of it, getting better by the day.
That's amazing. So your word of encouragement, advice to we that will get married in the future, what do you have to tell to us?
Patience.
I've been married for 27 years now. We're going to the 28th year.
I have a lot of questions for you. The first one, let me start with, in your own era, there is certain things you look at for a woman before you say, okay, I want to marry this young lady. Can you just say one of those things you look at when you say, okay, this is the right lead for me?
You may be mistaken if you say so. In my own case, I never had any particularity I'm looking for, because you see, I know I'm a complex man. I see somebody today, I say she has these features, I like her. Tomorrow, I look at the same person again. I'm not too comfortable again with the same features that introduced that to me. So I know I'm complex. So what I did was I said, Lord, the day you show me my woman, I'm going to marry her. And so even though I graduated in 82, I had to wait till 91 to get married. It's not because I was not seeing girls. I was seeing them, But I just said, look, I saw that feature that I can like somebody today, just like the person the next day. I had to actually wait on God to guide me and say, okay, this is your wife. And I said to him, the day you show me. And when he did, that was sometime in November of a particular year. By February next year, I got married. Got no time to waste. I've said, show me, I'll pick her up. I don't have a problem. Because basically, as far as I'm concerned, the issue of marriage has to do with more with commitment. If you say this is the person, you show commitment to it, it will succeed. But all this, I love you, I don't love you, I have seen so many of that, and the thing break down like a pack of cards. So I don't bother myself with that.
Yeah. So I want to ask this question. Look at the present youth generation, I may say. Some will get married today, tomorrow they're broken up. I don't know, is it that there is something that they've not understood or they've not got to that maturity of going to marriage?
See, listen, I will take you back to the days of our own parents.
All right.
In those days, the man will be in the city working, and the parents of the man from the village will literally post a girl to him.
All right.
That's your wife. And the man accepts the woman, and they live happily, stay for more than 50 years. You don't ask the question. The guy never saw the lady before. So did he love him, her or not? That was nothing. But just that he trusted that the parents have gotten him a good girl with a good behavior. And he accepts her. And both of them show commitment to it, and it lasted. How did Isaac get a wife? Someone else went to bring her.
If you're still joining us, this is the Family Week of TREM Palm Avenue. God is Good Center. And I have one of the Shanekwa women here with me to tell me his experience so far in her marriage. Oh, look, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Please, what's your name?
My name is Mrs. Johnson, Regina Johnson.
All right. How many years have you been married?
I've been married some 35 years ago.
Oh, that means you're not a grandma, right? So tell me, marriage, how has it been so far, the journey?
It's not easy, but with God, everything is okay.
Like for you, doing your own era, when you want to get married to your husband, what are the qualities that you were looking for a man that said, that's the right man for me to get married to?
Number one, God fearing. Number two, I want a man that have focus. A man that have focus. And again, a man that have a good work. That's it.
Now, I want to just give a word of advice to the young girls that are yet to get married. What word of advice you want to give to them in case they want to get married tomorrow?
Well, if they want to get married like tomorrow, number one, they should not look at the man physically for now. They should look into the future of the man. Kind of the man, school background, and everything. So there is hope. Not to look at the man physically for not having money for now. Because all that will come later. Love is the key word.
Obeta
All right. So how many years have you been married?
for 11 years now.
Wow. So tell us, how has the journey been so far?
Anyway, I believe that the Bible says marriage, you have to endure many things, because when God joins you together, the person that is not your own parents or from the same mother, it's hard for you to understand before you people start. And when you go on and on, you will be standing yourself. You know how your partner, the life, what she want and what she don't want. From there, you people, it's not like when you are people doing courtship or friends and this and that. But when you enter into marriage, you see there's a different life. You see from the woman, even from yourself, there's a different character again that will come up. That's why they say marriage, you have to endure marriage. But now, I believe when you're a child of God, you don't do like the outside people that don't know Christ.
Uche Chebona.
Okay, ma, how many years have you been married now?
By the grace of God, 10 years now.
Wow, 10 years. That's really wonderful. So tell me, do your own era. You know, we say that, we look at the man that is, God-fearing, the man that, that has something doing. But you now found out that recently, what the young girls want to do is someone that has car, that has money, and what do you think about all this?
That is crazy. Because as far as I'm concerned, God knows the best, and I believe that God-fearing man is better than the man that has all the world at his care. Because that the man that has the fear of God, of course, will make the best of her husband, and of course the blessings of God will be there.
But the man that doesn't have the fear of God and has the whole world, it doesn't mean anything. So for me, I would advise that they should go for the man that has the fear of God.
My name is Brother Shinedu.
For how many years have you been married now?
By this August 18 this year will be 60 years of my marriage.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me, I mean, being married, I mean, how does it feel like? Because I'm not married yet. How does it feel like being married?
No, it's a wonderful thing, when you get married, the blessing is there, the joy is there, when you're with your wife, it will give you joy. And when God bless you with children, there's adding of another joy, another blessing on it. So to be married is very nice, So I pray, let every man, every woman, let them get married, you understand? It's a nice thing.
I mean, with a smile on your face, I can just see the whole thing already. So let's talk about, like now, when someone wants to get married, there's certain characteristics you look out for before saying this person wants to get married. So they can tell us one or two things that one has to look out for when he wants to get married.
When you want to get married, first of all, as a man, you look at yourself, your foundation, you understand? Check yourself very well to know if you are now able to stand the marriage. Well, marriage of 18 is not a journey of one day, you understand? So before you fall into it, one, you have that mind. Yes, I am now a man. You can now stand and bear whatever consequence that come on it. You understand? Then first of all, you will pray and ask God to strengthen you, to give you the wisdom of being in that marriage. You understand? Then, now at financial level, you also pray. God will make a way for you. You understand? God will also make a way for you. Then with that, you start. And every man, that's what I tell all my friends. Before you get married, before you fall into marriage, try to have a place you will call your own.
My name is Otuson Akalde George.
Let me ask you this question. When you want to get married, what are those characteristics, things you're looking out for? Or you say, this is the right woman for me?
Well, concerning marriage, I believe it's something that no one just have to. There's a certain quality that you look for towards a woman that you really want to get down with. But for me, one of the things I so much cherish so much is to have someone that will support me, that will be there for me. It's not about marrying a beautiful wife, but one thing that's so much important is seeing the woman being beautiful inside. That's what matters to me.
It's amazing. Well, something that's very amazing. People say that, okay, they want someone that has cars, someone that's beautiful, someone that's very curvy and all that. But I don't understand. Is that necessary?
Well, all those things, though, as a young man, we do look at those things. But sometimes, in terms of marriage, they are so far, far beyond that. All those curvy things, all those things you are saying, whether you like it or not, someday, somehow, those things are gone. They might diminish. Even a lady that is very curvy, busty, probably something might just happen, probably an accident. Before you know it, the woman might lose the quality. So does that mean that you won't still love the woman? No. So what do you need to look for? The woman that you love so much, not because of outside beauty or whatsoever, but what matters is the inner beauty that she has.
One final word. One word of encouragement for the young people that are yet to get married.
Well, my encouragement to them is just for them to be prayerful and for them to be a bit patient. Because it's not all about, you don't need to rush over marriage. When you are ready, you are ready. And I know when time comes, God will surely give you your right woman.
Well, you've heard it all from him. Like I said, he's the 21st century husband we have here, the latest husband here in TREM Palm Avenue. We'll just sit back and relax. We'll be right back after this break. Thank you very much, sir. Hello, welcome back here on the red carpet, getting you all the excitement down to your doorstep. And this is the family week of God is Good Center of Palm Avenue branch precisely. Now this young man, he is the father. I find one or two things from him. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
What's your name, sir?
Thaddeus Achuaba.
All right. How many years have you been married now?
12 years. 13 years.
I know you have a lot of experiences, so tell me, how does it feel being married? I mean, being in marriagehood, and how does it feel like?
I would say it is an experience. Worth experiencing.
So So, what word of advice you're giving up to those that are yet to get married? People like me, that will have to get married tomorrow. What word of advice you're giving up to them? What they're looking up to when they get married to someone?
Okay. The first thing I will say is w- you look very well before making your choice. If you have made your choice, you have made it. There is no going back. Don't think of divorce. That's one. Two, there should be trust.
My name is Mrs. Igbogbo Elizabeth.
Mama, see, you're looking beautiful. Very casual, but on point.
Thank you.
So tell me, how long have you been married now?
For just 25 years.
Ma, 25 years and you're looking this. I mean, wait, okay, let me just take a very big breath. So tell me, how has the journey been so far? Married life, how has it been so far for you?
Well, it takes God. In marriage, you have to put God first. In fact, you always look on to Him because the road of marriage is not really easy. But each time you climb a step, you always appreciate God because without Him, you can do nothing. If you can leave it on humanly made, it's not easy and you will not be able to climb it. But each time you look up and you look into the marriage, it keeps you going on.
That's amazing. So tell me, for when you get married to someone, I mean, there are things you look out for. So maybe someone that is God-fearing, someone that has money, someone that has cars, someone that has house. So what are those features when you're looking at when you want to get married to your husband?
At first, somebody that is God-fearing. When we talk about God-fearing, it must be fully born again. It must be dedicated in the things of the Lord. That is number one. Because if your spouse is dedicated in the things of the Lord and you are looking up to God into your marriage, you will find out that things will go well with you.
Good evening. You are blessed, my brother.
Sir, we're talking about Family Week. I mean, this is a very wonderful gesture, bringing all the families together to ask questions and answers to be given. So I want to know, what are those key things that you think that when it's in the family, that family will be unity and be one?
Oh, thank you for your question. The family of God is expected to be known for certain things. There must be a marked difference with the family that is in the world. And when the things that God wants us to do applies in the marriage, that marriage will thrive, God will be happy, the people involved will be happy, the society around them will also be happy. In that way, people will want to serve their God. So these things are very key. Like, for example, the family of God, there is what we call cooperation. People must live in a cooperation-style relationship to be able to affect one another positively. In that cooperation style, every need of each other is met. Every person is important. Their issues are taken very seriously. There's no selfishness. There's no undermining anybody. Everything that is done there is done in the sense of bringing God into the family. In the family of God, there are some expectations. This expectation must be met. They must be met. All expectation, no ramification must be met. If one expectation is unmet, it brings problem. But in the family of God, those expectations are met and they are there. The family of God, there is also forgiveness. God himself said, if we don't forgive, if we fail to forgive one another, he himself will not forgive us. So in forgiveness, we live better. In forgiveness, we live freely with one another. In forgiveness, God is glorified. And we can better fulfill the plan and purpose of God. In the family also, there's what we call security. Because you belong to the family of God, every person, appears to be secure in that family. There's no fear of strife, contention, bitterness. There is evilness in the family. So there is this safety and security and assurance that this is the family of God. God is all good, and all about him is good, and he does good at all times. Praise the Lord.
So talking about as a Christian, come to marriage and like there are certain things that we are expected to know, what we look up to when choosing our spouses. Like for TREM, TREM has what do's and don'ts. Can you just show some highlights on that, sir?
Well, on both ends, either the man or the woman, the first is you must be a child of God. You must have received Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior. Two, you must have attained the age of marriage. Three, you must pray for God's divine guidance and direction, because you cannot just go all out there by yourself and see anybody on skirt and just say, this is mine. There must be a revelation from the Spirit of the Lord pointing you to a certain person that you can live the rest of your life. And when that is done, you have a confirmation in your spirit. You approach your pastor to tell your pastor about what God is showing you. Then your pastor take it up from there to invite either the man or the woman to ask questions, and there on, the process starts.
Amazing. So I want to ask this one, like for we the young ones that yet to get married, so what advice you have for us?
The advice I have been a young person, and I live as a young person. I desire like a young person, and I have left that stage to this stage, and when I look back, some of the things I did at that point in time, if I can advise others to do it, it will help them. First, you have to hold your God in high esteem. You have to be prayerful. You have to trust God to give you direction. You have to be committed to the cause of God. And whatever bothers you, have to take it to God. God is able to do exceeding abundantly, above all you can imagine, pray, think about. And God surely will grant your heart desire. The expectations of the righteous will not be cut off. So those expectations, God will bring it to come to pass. Whatever dream you bet in your spirit concerning marriage, if they align with the will and purpose of God, it's a done deal.
Wow, that's amazing. One final question, sir. You know you are a pastor. You also work. You're also a husband. I mean, how do you combine those three?
Oh, that is where I cannot explain what grace is all about. The more I hustle, because I'm a hustler. I like to make things happen. I like to move around. I like to be a blessing. I just discovered that the more I try to be open and be committed to what I am doing and to bring God in, the more grace multiplies in me. So I just discovered I flow. Wow. I flow, and it keeps going. Wow. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah. Well, that has been the set man of the house. I mean, the pastor, the reverend of TREM Palm Avenue, God is Good Center, in the person of Mr. Sonny Okodwa.